Hello, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Daniel Pineda. We have a great program today. We have our news stories, community bulletin board, and 55 plus news. But first, a social media reminder. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also on Facebook and WERA 96.7 FM. And now on to our first news story for this week. As of Sunday morning, July 11th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington increased again, up to 15,347. We at Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News will continue to monitor the situation as the summer progresses. As for vaccinations, as of July 9th, 144,820 Arlingtonians have received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine, and the number having received 2 doses was 128,754. Arlington's total population is listed at 231,803, but not all of them are eligible. Detailed census data is not easy to obtain, but our best estimate of Arlington's population under the age of 12 is about 19,000. Subtracting that figure from the total population yields 212,803. Based upon that calculation, the percentage of eligible Arlingtonians who are at least partially vaccinated is about 68%. Hopefully, the recent expansion of eligibility will help this number improve. On July 6th at around 8 p.m., a large fire broke out at a house near the intersection of First Road North and North Edgewood Street in the Lion Park neighborhood. The blaze required 70 firefighters from Arlington, Alexandria, and other regions to extinguish. A support crew from the Cherrydale Volunteer Fire Department was also summoned. The blaze was finally extinguished at 10:20 p.m., but 2 firefighters suffered injuries. Fortunately, these were not considered life-threatening. The following day, after an investigation, the department posted this succinct follow-up. Referring to the fire in the 2800 block of First Road North, the Fire Prevention Office determined the fire originated on or near a deck on the side of the home, caused by a charcoal grill igniting nearby combustible materials. Loss estimate at over $350,000. The occupants are displaced. The ACFD Fire Prevention Office would like to remind everyone about the importance of keeping open cooking flames at least 10 feet from any combustible construction. And now on to our next news story for this week. The newly renovated Columbia Pike Branch Library was officially reopened on Tuesday, July 6th. The facility at 816 South Walter Reed Drive, which had first opened in 1975, has undergone a substantial renovation, which included new furnishing, updated carpeting, fresh coats of paint, additional meeting rooms, modernized audiovisual equipment, and new lighting. The collection of some 21,000 items has been consolidated to the first floor. This will allow room for an expansion of the Arlington Tech High School program, which is part of the Arlington Career Center. The center is located on the second floor. According to Arlington Public Library Director Diane Kresh, we didn't lose any collections. We gained a couple of meeting rooms, and we gained more discrete spaces. We opened up what had been a lot of wasted space. It really feels bigger. The library has always shared the space with schools. It's a well-loved facility and showed a lot of wear and tear. So when the schools plan to renovate and increase the space of the Career Center, that gave us an opportunity to consolidate down here and do a redesign. A spokesperson from the Arlington Public Schools, which owns the building, stated that the renovations for the entire project cost approximately $4.45 million. Although the library opened to the public on Tuesday, a celebration was held on the following Thursday evening. With a vaccination rate close to 70% for adults, people packed the community library. Donuts and cookies were provided. A magician performed for an attentive audience. The entire Arlington County Board was in attendance, along with County Manager Mark Schwartz and Delegate Alfonso Lopez. County Board Vice Chair Katie Crystal said, "It's a sign of restoration of things coming back to normal. It is also the first sign of the community being able to come back together," which is definitely what we see going on around here. At this point, library services have expanded at 5 locations: Columbia Pike, Central Library, Aurora Hills, Shirlington, and Westover. This ends the express service model that APL had implemented earlier this year. And now on to our last news story for this week. There's an old saying in the news business: when a dog bites a man, that's not news. What is news is when a man bites a dog. Well, this isn't quite a case of man bites dog, but it is a case of man tries to steal dog. According to Arlington police, the attempted robbery happened on Tuesday, July 6th at around 11:30 p.m. It was near the intersection of Campbell Avenue and South Quincy Street on the eastern end of the Shirlington Village. The police report states, the victim was walking his dog in the area when the suspect approached and demanded that he give him his dog. When the victim refused, the suspect verbally threatened him and implied he had a gun. The victim began running in the opposite direction, at which point the suspect began to follow after him. The victim was then able to call 911. No injuries were reported and no weapon was displayed. The suspect remains at large, and ACPD says the investigation into the crime is ongoing. Around the same time, but in North Arlington, a woman tried to steal from a store on the 2400 block of North Harrison Street. The name of the store was not given in the crime report, but that same block contains the Lee Harrison Shopping Center and a Safeway store, according to Arlington police. At approximately 11:20 p.m., the female suspect entered the business and attempted to steal merchandise. As the suspect attempted to leave without paying, a store employee confronted her and prevented her from leaving. The suspect became aggressive and verbally threatened to stab the employee before leaving the area on foot without the merchandise. No weapon was displayed. The second attempted robbery suspect also remains at large. On a happier note, we'll have video coverage of the reopening of the Lubber Run Recreation Center later in the show. But first, let's go on to our community bulletin board stories for this week.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. The Lubber Run Summer Concert Series features free performances from a variety of genres, including big band, blues, soul, and orchestral music, as well as cabaret to the Lubber Run Amphitheater. Working in partnership with the Lubber Run Amphitheater Foundation, which funds 4 family-friendly shows at the end of the season, they bring the very best of DC metro area arts to the heart of Arlington. The series will run through August 15th, Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. Access to the event is first come, first served, and may be restricted due to capacity. A face covering is recommended for all unvaccinated patrons. Patrons who are fully vaccinated are not required to wear a face mask when outdoors. If you have COVID-19 or are experiencing COVID-19 symptoms, or know you have been exposed to COVID-19, or are feeling sick, please stay home. They say they appreciate everyone's cooperation to preserve the good health of our community. After all that, I really ought to tell you who's coming. On Friday, July 23rd, the performer will be Aqua Ulrich. Jazz vocalist and DC native Aqua Ulrich has proven herself to be a musician of extraordinary talent and crowd-moving passion. With finesse and charisma, this vocalist, composer, and teacher has successfully etched out a place for her unique musical expression, electrifying audiences in and around the nation's capital with sold-out performances. On Saturday, July 4th, it's King Soul. Born of a mutual passion for the deep, down-home sounds of an earlier time, the 8-piece band King Soul is bringing the excitement of real Southern soul to a new audience. Featuring original songs, powerful vocals, soaring horn work, and driving rhythms, King Soul has become a top draw at area clubs and events. The all-star band includes members of the Slicky Boys, the Rhodes Tavern Troubadours, the Recliners, the Grandsons, the Hula Monsters, the Thangs, and the J Street Jumpers. King Soul's membership holds more than 30 Washington Area Music Association Wammys and Austin Music Awards to its credit. King Soul's new self-titled album on Austin's Freedom label was recorded live in the studio and features 9 new original tunes that sound like Lost Muscle Shoals sessions. Then on Sunday, July 25th, it's the Big Bad Musical. Encore Stage and Studio presents the Big Bad Musical by Alex Strum with music and lyrics by Bill Francoeur. You must decide the outcome of the biggest trial ever in the fairy tale world. The notorious Big Bad Wolf is being slapped with a class action lawsuit by storybooks of quirky characters who want to get even. Little Red Riding Hood, her grandmother, the 3 little pigs, and the shepherd in charge of the boy who cried wolf. With Sidney Grimm as the commentator on live court TV, the 2 greatest legal minds in the Enchanted Forest, the evil stepmother and the fairy godmother, clash in a trial that will be remembered forever after. Next up, it's called Happy Feet. Tips and strategies to keep your feet and ankles healthy during the summer months. Summer is a great time to wiggle your toes in the sand and let your feet enjoy the freedom of flip-flops, but don't walk away from maintaining good foot and ankle health, as well as taking precautions to avoid injuries. Orthopedic foot and ankle surgeon Dr. Matthew Buchanan will talk about common causes of foot pain, as well as preventative steps that can be taken to protect your feet and ankles throughout the summer and year-round. Dr. Buchanan will also discuss common treatment options and recovery. To register, go to attendee.go-to-webinar.com/register/83269119363965965. If you need assistance with registration after all that, please contact the Senior Health Department at 703-558-6859 or email seniorhealth@virginiahospitalcenter.com. You can register by going to the library website and searching under events, where they also have all those numbers. That's coming up on Friday, July 23rd from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12 noon. This event is recommended for Arlingtonians ages 18 and up. Next up, the Arlington Public Library is offering a lighthearted Hatha Yoga class. Classes are designed to align postures with breath. Students are encouraged to look inward, be present, and as they say, go with the flow. Class sequences include centering, warm-ups, standing, balancing, and floor poses, and they close with a grounding and relaxing sequence. Pose variations are shared, and students are encouraged to do what is best for their own bodies, as yoga poses are definitely not one size fits all. No experience is necessary. This is a chance to approach yoga, life, and your body with fun, compassion, and gratitude. Here's what they want you to bring: a yoga mat, a water bottle, a towel, a sense of humor, and finally, positive vibes. A COVID-19 safety note: family groups will be spaced 6 feet apart to account for social distancing. Masks are encouraged. RSVP for an event reminder and to receive weather-related cancellation notifications. Attendance is first come, first served until event capacity of 40 is reached. You can register by going to the library website and searching under Events. That's on Tuesday, July 27th from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. outside the Central Library at 1015 North Quincy Street. Now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. The first event is called Paint and Sip, and it's your chance to paint along with community arts programmers as they copy artworks at area museums. The sip part comes when you can enjoy your favorite beverage from the comfort of home during this lesson. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 914-301-9, and it's coming up on Thursday, July 22nd from 10 o'clock to 11:30 a.m. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required. This is a virtual event, but luckily your drink won't be. Next up, we got what to expect when downsizing. Now, this is not about losing weight, so forget about those jokes. Downsizing, or any move, can be an intimidating undertaking. Realtor Chris Lamar will explain how to take the first steps in the process. He will discuss potential tax implications from a sale and how to avoid fraud risk in the process. Register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 914-400-33. That's on Friday, July 23rd from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock noon. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required, and this is another virtual event. Next up, we got short story reading and discussion. Short stories pack a lot in a few pages. It's a chance to take turns reading the story aloud in a round-robin fashion and discuss it afterwards. They want you to bring your thoughts and insights. It'll be facilitated by 55 plus member Bill Turner. But watch out, the next event is going to be The Waltz by Dorothy Parker. Anybody who knows Dorothy Parker knows she really packs a lot. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 914-300-5. And that's coming up on Monday, July 26th from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. This is a virtual event. Finally, in 55 plus news, we have another library event. This one comes from Encore Learning, and it's called From Earth to Moon, Mars, and Beyond. NASA missions you don't want to miss. Now, how much do you know about NASA missions in progress? How many countries does NASA work with on missions? And the International Space Station? What happens when the Hubble telescope stops working? Does NASA launch rockets from Virginia? From the Earth to the Moon, exploring Mars and deep space, NASA continues to plan and conduct exciting missions. The James Webb Telescope is launching in 2021, and the next Antares resupply mission to the ISS from Wallops Island, Virginia, is launching in August. The Mars sample return mission is in progress. New missions to Venus were just announced, and 100-plus student experiments will launch this summer. The potential for new science discoveries and exploration continues to grow. Dr. Joyce Winterton will offer her insights into NASA's work. During her 15 years at NASA, she has created education opportunities for students, educators, faculty, and community leaders, both locally and internationally. She works with diverse teams, conducting sounding rockets, scientific balloons, and airborne science missions around the world. You can connect to the event online via Zoom. That code is https://us02web.zoom.us/84268052749. Or you can just dial in by phone for the audio. That's 301-715-8592. But the meeting ID you're going to need is 842-6805-2749. But don't worry, you can find all those numbers by going to the library website and searching under events. Anyway, that's all I got for 55 Plus News.
The Lubber Run Recreation Center opened recently, and we were there. Here is what went on.
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to Lubber Run Community Center. I just have to echo James' words. What's amazing, this will be a beating heart of the community, but it was the beating heart of the community, this vision, come to pass. Esther, I saw Joel, so many other neighbors from Arlington Forest. I know I saw some folks from the Buckingham Youth Brigade. No? Okay. Yes! It was your vision and Bugata's that brought us together. I was talking with Senator Barbara Favola about putting the plans in place in the CIP years ago when she was on the county board. My colleagues and I had the pleasure of approving a project, a concept plan that was hotly debated, as everything in Arlington County is. But here we are at this truly magical moment that really has come full circle, actually, because Lubber Run, that beloved but very old and not at all ADA accessible building, closed its doors to the public on July 6, 2018, and reopened on Tuesday, July 6, 2021. And in between, speaking of being a beating heart and a lifeline for this community, it was also home to an extraordinary vaccination operation through which I and many other Arlingtonians came through to take our shot, which allows us to be here together today. And so I wanted to take a moment and tell you some of the coolest things about this building that you might not know just by looking at it, about its sustainability, which includes, for example, lumber that comes from the trees that were on the site and cleared before. We're so glad to see them find new life in this beautiful building. It is an energy efficient building. Its mechanical systems are fully energy efficient. It has LED lighting, rainwater storage for irrigation, and we are driving towards net zero energy consumption on site. But
I'm flustered by all the praise. I really want to thank you all for the opportunity to say a few words on behalf of the Arlington Forest Citizens Association. It's with a lot of pleasure that I welcome this wonderful new Lubber Run Community Center to our historic neighborhood that was founded in 1939. And I'd like to thank County Manager Mark Schwartz and the county board members who supported the funding and creation of this remarkable environmentally friendly amenity. Thank you. More thank yous, but I'd also like to thank Jim Rudolph and her hardworking staff in the Department of Parks and Recreation for their vision and their efforts to engage in a truly collaborative process with the community. You sought the input of the residents and you really listened and you incorporated our feedback and suggestions into the center's design. The result is a community center that genuinely serves the needs of the community. A fantastic playground, outdoor recreation space that's already overwhelmingly popular, and the return of the highly regarded preschool in the fall. If you'll indulge me for 1 minute, I'd like to recount some of the interesting history of this center. The original recreation center on this site was the Henderson House that was actually built in 1894 by Senator John Brooks Henderson and his son. Senator Henderson should be well known because he was the author of the 13th Amendment that abolished slavery. After a succession of owners, the house was used during World War II as an officers' club and for billeting military units assigned to Arlington Hall. And then following the war, the owners sold Henderson House to the county with the surrounding property, and in 1951 it actually became the first permanent recreation center in Arlington. In 1954, Hurricane Hazel came through, caused a fire at the center, and the house was burned down. But a new recreation center was built and opened in 1956. So for 62 years, that community center served this community. But now it's time for a more modern facility, and now we have it. So we look forward to many, many years. Come on, guys. Parks and Rec people. All right. She needs to come over here. You guys are Sharita.
And that concludes this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well.